At an office on 21G Street in Salt Lake City, Utah, you will find a full-fledged political headquarters underway. Operating out of one team but consisting of multiple businesses is the state's largest and most successful political consulting firm, Election Hive.
Because of their success that they've built a reputation of being one of the best for managing campaigns.
From lobbying, fundraising, running campaigns, and media marketing, it seems the Election Hive team does it all.
This is a full-service political operation. So we have a company that does signature gathering, we have a company that does elections and campaigns, we have a company that does PR communications, and we have a company that does lobbying. So the entire gamut of what you would find in politics.
Founded by Spencer Stokes, a prominent Utah lobbyist who first became a county commissioner in Utah at just 27 years old, and a few of his political colleagues, Election Hive is now a force to be truly reckoned with.
I read Spencer's name in a news article that he was Senator Lee's chief of staff and reached out to him because I wanted an opportunity to volunteer for the campaign. He's like, hey, we'll bring you on instead and just make you an employee.
So what makes Election Hive so unique and special? After interviewing Spencer and his partners, we learned a few things.
He sees talent in people and wants to help people.
Spencer's ability to find intelligent and talented individuals to work for them. He wants to make sure that he's got the best of the best. And because of this, they go through a training process. He trains them on how to do the small things well and to be dedicated on all the projects and assignments that they have.
When we do something, we try to do it the best it can be done.
Along with this, their hiring process can be a little bit difficult. They expect interns to come in early and stay late while working on projects. To do this, they expect their employees to work as hard as they can on their projects to help their candidate win.
I believe everybody should be here on time and stay until work is over.
When talking with Spencer and learning more about the company, we learned that something that the company values is unity as a team. Spencer values waking up every day and going into work with a great attitude where he knows that every employee on his team loves their job and wants to truly be there.
I think the ones that are still here are true to the expectation, because the ones that aren't true to the expectation, we move along.
He is an entrepreneur who invests in people and his business at the same time.
He's an entrepreneur who's been willing to invest in multiple businesses and multiple people to take that time that the people that you see in this building and the people that you see around the table is truly an impact of what Spencer's done to grow people and a business at the same time.
The employees clearly love the environment they work in, as they typically go out to lunch together, go on walks to get fresh air, and even spend time out of the office with each other. They enjoy going on team bonding experiences, like going to Topgolf, where they get to know one another better. During the workday, the team enjoys telling each other about their love lives and other common interests that they share. The team is very invested in the lives of their coworkers. It is apparent that Spencer really values the creativity and ideas that his team members have. He wants them to feel comfortable where they're working, and he truly wants them to be happy in their environment.
It makes it more fun. It's not always like a work discussion. When we go to lunch and that kind of stuff, they'll ask about how the family's doing. It kind of adds more of a personal touch so that it's not just a workplace discussion.
If you want to have this be your career, then you need to be here before everybody else. You need to stay after. You need to make yourself available to work on projects, and then you need to do the project timely and have it be great. That's going to reflect well on the company or its culture.
If you do your job right, you won't face Spencer's wrath.
We strive for exceptionalism. We try to do things right. We try to do things ethically. We try to do things above board. And in the world of politics, that's not always the case.
Before Election Hive, candidates had to seek out firms with special political interest, like the Utah Realtor Association, or form their own campaign teams from the ground up to gain political consulting access. However, Election Hive streamlined the campaign team process. They have a team already created that candidates can have access to for all of their needs, be it fundraising, signs, design, video, and campaign strategy. Election Hive saw a gap in the market and pursued it. Their clients range from local city council elections to winning U.S. senators and congressmen.
It's a lot of one-on-one client management. You know, this is kind of, it's an intense industry where it's high stakes. People put kind of their name on the line, their record, their reputation. So a lot of it is just dealing with clients, making sure they're happy with the product that we're delivering, making sure they're doing okay day to day.
Election Hive relies heavily on their extensive personal network and reputation to expand their client base.
Your reputation precedes you. In this industry, that is very much the case.
With many of their clients returning to them when they seek re-election. For obvious reasons, they can only take one candidate from each race, often leaving aspiring politicians fighting for the opportunity to be Election Hive's next client. Expanding their influence, Election Hive employees also work under companies entitled Stokes Strategies and Honey Communications that offer lobbying for interested groups and media consulting. Stokes Strategies allows their clients and other politicians lobbying assistance once elected, as this is the next step in their political career, while Honey Communications allows the Election Hive team to use their design and media group for more than just politicians, but any business that needs it, expanding the revenue potential. With all of this success, it makes one wonder, how did no one think to do this before Election Hive? And what makes Election Hive's approach so unique and successful?
We were able to evaluate them as a hierarchy. Although it might seem like a typical startup, which Election Hive is a startup, and most startups are clans, we were able to observe that Election Hive is a hierarchy. This is because Spencer has taken the role of being super confident in his ability to roll the business. This has created a very big confidence culture in the company where Spencer helps all of his employees feel like they have that same confidence too.
Effective organizations publicly, consistently, and repeatedly reinforce behaviors that drive performance. We can measure performance as a product of motivation, environmental opportunity, and ability. Spencer spends the time to cultivate employees with good abilities that he can then develop over time to get them to be the employees that he wants, and provides them this environmental opportunity to do so by working on challenging campaigns with multiple different advisors and people of different levels of experience. According to Herzberg's two-factor theory, motivators, when present, lead to high employee performance, such as recognition, responsibility, the opportunity for advancement, and challenging, engaging work. All of these things have been described in part by Spencer and Matt and by the employees as an ongoing, challenging, and interesting job that people work together on to complete. However, the same theory describes hygiene factors as the opposite of motivators and having the opposite effect. This could be low pay, low job security, and from what we've heard, even though people are excited to work in Election Hive and hear of its successes from multiple different sources, they often don't stay around very long past one or more campaigns to really develop that long-term success that Matt describes.
The only way that I think you can make it in this field is if you play the long game.
According to Matt, especially in the politics and campaigning industry, in order to have long-term success, you must uphold consistent, stand-up performance over multiple campaigns, perhaps even multiple jobs, to show that you are reliable and can work on even the most challenging of campaigns.
Knowing that it's going to work out by those small acts of being a stand-up person and putting in the work, you will get there.
While Election Hive maintains a culture of friendliness and camaraderie and challenging work, this can sometimes work against people who are only hired for one or more campaigns.
So it's like been a slow climb to more and more employees.
Maintaining a consistent stand-up performance over many years and many different campaigns to increase their reliability means that employees who stay there for a short amount of time or who only serve to work on one or more campaigns by appointment don't have that chance to make it much further than those just starting out. And so one thing that could be improved about Election Hive is being able to incentivize people more to stay around longer.
We do have bonuses at the end of the year based on performance. They've never had a performance review.
While Spencer and Matt described their leadership style as being able to weed out the high-performing employees from the low and keeping around those that serve the company and add to the culture, the downside is this tends to work against their theory of long-term success, meaning their opportunities for good employees are limited by the number of applicants or the people that they can find, and as time goes on, even some of those tend to fall away or they force them out. they let them go or assign them different tasks that perhaps don't test their abilities the same way that are expected of from employees they do want to keep around.
When I was 30, I know what I was doing to get to the point of where I am today, and I know what they're doing to get to the point, hopefully, but they already want to be at 60-year-old at 30. And it just doesn't happen that way in this world, because you have to build up trust and confidence with politicians and elected officials. So it is, as Matt said earlier, it's just doing a lot of small things well and being dedicated to doing them.
It's not the building that they're in, or the fun things they do outside work, or the lunches that they have, but it is the hard work that all of the employees and the partners put into every campaign that they do.